Mushy! Mushy! Konnichiwa, my friends. Back again. Awoken from my, let's call it a 4-hour slumber. More than enough for a young pup like myself full of piss and vinegar. Sure. Makes a little bit of sense. Penis D is a popular choice, apparently. Imagine Cold Steel had penis options. God, what kind of world would we be in? I don't know. Let's load up Steam. That is not GOG. That's what we want. Good morning, DJ. It's still morning, right? Still can classify before that because anything before noon. When you have the noon, good afternoon, and that just slides right in roughly till about 5 p.m. when you can start saying good evening. Or if you live like in the Arctic Circle, do you think they just keep using good morning or possibly good evening, depending on the type of year? I mean, I know if I lived there, those would be the advantages I would purely be looking for, quite frankly. But let's load her on up, There was a patch note from February 11th. I have to assume that was like from 8 years ago. No, I mean, who goddamn knows? But I'll load her on up. Get her on in there. A good sleep. Show it. Love when it just works. Ladies and gentlemen, wait. Live with Trails of Cold Steel 4. And I believe I remember. Do you remember? I think we have a card game to play against someone, like right off. We are in Avon Hills. I don't know if we can buy Avon. DJ, do you know what Avon is? Those old ladies that would come up to you and offer you to buy Avon, roll-on deodorants and whatnot, the little catalog. Not really the top tier quality of stuff people are looking for. Begin the recon when ready. So I just got to get my ideas here of what we were doing. The Radio Stars Reborn. I think we beat somebody here, and that sounds about right. So clearing. Oh, we only have. Is that what we're doing here? Met up with Tatiana. Goyo Supremo. Yo. Goyo Supremo. Yeah, that's right. I remember the 7th. I was just about to wonder, like, I know there's a how do you call it? A nor'easter heading on through America. I've heard like a foot of snow. Meanwhile, I think I'm expected to get some snow. Not that much. Maybe a slight little dusting. But yeah, I heard it's just rolling on through. So yeah. Stay safe out there, I guess. Don't go anywhere if you don't have to, type of thing. Let's see, like, what we're no. There it is. I'll eventually find these buttons. Okay, we got everything here. I think we literally did everything here except for playing unless we gotta go to Milsante. I mean, this. Okay, we still got some things. The sun is out. I mean, it's 11:30. If the sun just came out, I mean. Is there problems with the Earth's rotation? All right, so we got West Lemaire, lots to do in Ortis apparently, Sutherland, Old Agria Road, and something on the Courageous. So yeah, we'll see where it sort of takes us. Oh, you meant like like the sun hasn't like appeared just because it's cloudy and raining. So the sun's always been there. It's just been blocked by clouds. I see. Makes sense. Hi, Second Lieutenant Kayla. Would you like to play some cards? I don't know how to thank you all. How about just shut up and play cards? You got taking the nation by storm, and you started recently playing, but you haven't been able to find anyone to play against. Well, this might be a bloodbath. Sure. Let's go. She's gonna be one of those people that's gonna be like surprising you of like, She's just gonna have all these great cards. Oh, you're gonna use the same thing I use. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. You are first. That's what the cat thing says. Those look okay to me. Rolling on in. This is like a good little get back on into it, right? Just everything's good, hunky-dory. I love getting those on my end. Fantastic. I don't like you starting off so strong there, but it's fine. Fine and dandy. Alrighty. Let's see, who are we holding off to? So that's a good one to just bring out at the front. I'm not wasting the 4 points right at the beginning because, you know, we gotta hold off on you. So we'll throw that here as a little feeler. What else? Yeah, you attack a row of enemies. Good to get, you know, just good to get it. What am I? Because I'm really, yeah, I'm really filling out one of these boys. So there you go, and. There you go. Just a little shot, a little wake you up in the morning. Your shitty Folgers cup of coffee, I guess. I came across why would you do that? I mean, I guess it's an easy hit. I guess that's why you do such a thing. Why? You played back on the PSP and the remastered version on PS2. It's easy to say. Yeah, it's a really, really good Persona. It really, really is. I'm a little different of whether I want to just start throwing the points out there, like on this guy. Like I you know, this will drag us out. I think, you know, get some ranged abilities will be nice to do. Again, he just, you know, don't be wasting any points here. That's what you want to do. Keep doing that. I mean, yeah, look, you left it out there for me. You are making my life real easy right now. You really are. I could. Too late. Lost track of time last night and ended up streaming till 1 a.m. My God, those are the best streaming days. Like I had a very similar sort of one yesterday. Not as lucky enough to be going back into, like, you know, into the mornings. But I mean, it's really shocking when you're enjoying yourself with a game. My turn? There we go. Okay. I knew we were gonna have to get somewhere here. Okay. How many things can you just offer me here? Do I not have another ranged guy? God! I really hate that you got rid of my ranged person. I'm really upset about it. All right. What do we got here? I mean, I got some things. Use that. There you go. There you go. Cover you. Get you in there. I mean, I don't like you doing that regardless, lady. So, hardest part is trying to figure out who to hang out with in that game. It's one of those games where, like, you know, like, it's hard to not follow like a guide. But I really like when I play a Persona game. Like, I sort of am two thoughts of it. When I first play it, just go and enjoy it for what it is. Because sometimes they make it almost literally impossible to max everyone out unless you literally know what you're doing from day one. So if you've already, like, passed by where you're not going to max everyone out, just sit back and enjoy, do what you want to do. And then for later playthroughs, or if you're a trophy or an achievement whoer, then that's when you look at a guide and see what type of stuff you can do. And then, because then it makes things easier when you do, like, a New Game Plus. Usually you have, like, your personas that follow you. So then, like, you know, Tartarus or Mementos or The dungeons all are just easy because you just fly through them instead of like having to spend days and days and days in them. So then you get more days to hang out with people, right? But on a first playthrough, unless you're using like DLC personas, it's really not a thing. So, ooh. Could do that. Could. Doesn't give him a card, but I think we really need to go down this route. Okay, I mean, I didn't know, right? So like, I mean, sometimes they just add those in for funsies, right? So. Because like, you know, when Persona 5 Royal with Cheese came out, so you had everyone doing that with the, you know, like, oh, like, you know, if you're getting really sick and tired of something specifically, like, just go out and bring out your DLC personas, right? And then everything's okay. Yeah, I'm just asking. There we go. Give me my turn. That's what I wanted. How many of these are you gonna hand me? Like, my God. Yeah, gonna murder you for the easy point. All right. I mean, I could just move you. I hate that I should have moved. I always remember I should be moving. You've got to move it. All right. We can recover nicely. You can still do some nice things here. People some options. HP recovery sauce. We could do that. Fill them on up. There you go. Are you in good hands? Of course we're in good hands. We're in great hands. 8-4. Oh, I would love to have that ranged move. Love to have it. I met the interesting foreign exchange student last night.
Hello, people.
Hello, people, indeed. Oh. Do it. Have you met the guy that's at the fountain? I think he hangs out by the fountain. Is it Tanaka with the best music in the game? Finally, there's our ranged character that we were hoping for. By interesting foreign exchange, do you mean Bebe? Bebe? Bebe! Oh God, that almost hurt. Oh my God, that gentle Jesus almost hurt. Don't have enough charm. You gotta charm pants off these people. That's what you gotta do. All right. Move. Move on over here. We'll attack with you. Relax. I obviously have to do it now. That's the way we gotta do it. Get you on over here. Get you a little bit of something. All right, get you over here and get you more sensual power, and call you out. There we go. Okay, we got something rolling here. Bebe is one of my. What was the name of the And then there's the again. Have you been able to play on the computer, DJ? There's that wonderful option as well. My hand is almost forced here. This almost sucks. I built this guy up to be a somebody. The one in your room or the one downstairs in the dorm? Oh, I forgot that there's that other one. But I'm not too worried. I don't even think you can heal. So like, it's sort of pointless. I mean, that's better than nothing. Still think I forced their hand. Let's see what we get. Oh my god, just keep handing them out. That's the worst. Yeah, Maya is fun. Yeah, Maya's a fun gal. All right. Moving on over there. There we go. Probably should have waited. Get Mr. Penguin involved. Get you to attack. Oh, I love those ones. Those are the ones I love. You know, the freebies, if you will. All right. Oh, God, you are scaring me, Mr. Ragnarok. Ooh. I hate that with everything. Yeah, I gotta take it out. You can't have them. Just sit. Although that, you know, get out of here. You're done. Can't have you. All for one, eh? Not even worth it. Took me forever to get to the Justice social link, so I can't even remember who half these people are. But again, that's what makes it so much better of when you play through a second time, right? Oh yeah. How do you have so many goddamn cards? Ugh. Nuisance phone. That's a great attack. I'd rather get the guy at the back though. Oh, I hate all of this. Oh. That'll make his choice as to what he does easier. Have you got to snow out your way, Miss Biscuits, or is it coming your way? I don't know if you're in that area or not. God damn it! I didn't think Second Lieutenant Kayla would be so goddamn gifted with the cards here. I don't know, you can call it Fez. Call it whatever you'd like. Oh my god! Did not go the way I thought it would at all. God damn it! Light Dustin. Who doesn't appreciate a light Dustin? Light Dustin roads, right? Oh, this is over. This is over. She has so many goddamn cards, I don't even know what to do with. I need to bring up the big boy up front or something. No! Why would you think I want to do that, you... Okay. That's good. See, I'm not really using my brain here. Which, you know, shouldn't shock anybody, really. No! 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 I have 0 protection for you. 0. Ugh. We're gonna be here for years. God, goddamn cards are terrible. Well, no, they're actually great cards, but oh my god. How did it go so terribly? Where did we go wrong? I think I know the deal. I think I need to bring, I think I have another card that we can use that would stop her from doing all of this wonderful action. Just put me out of my misery. Just put me out of my misery. It doesn't matter. Oh. I'm just trying to figure, like, if they got rid of the tiredness, though, from Persona 3, isn't that already, like, a big, giant deal for getting through Tartarus? Those were not the cards I was looking for. Like, obviously you need money to get items, because I can't remember if they drop items for you in the thing, but that used to be the big pain in the ass playing through FES or the original, was you'd get tired, and then, you know, you're missing every hit, and, you know, it just isn't going your way, and it's just terrible, and then your party dies, and, you know, nobody has any toilet you know, things to summon from anymore. Thank you.
Sorry.
There we go.
It's nothing personal.
It is personal. You told me you've never played before, so now I'm going to have to play you again. So, was that the one? Was that the one? Seals and I think that was it. What's my other deck? Destroys a card in the enemy's hand. Ooh. Oh. You know, this doesn't sound like much, but maybe we'll go with this one. Yeah, sure. With this one. We're gonna accomplish nothing today.
Go easy on me now.
100% it makes getting through Tartarus in a single day as feasible as getting through Dungeon Palace. Yeah, you just have to play your cards right, essentially, which is doable. But not in the old game where you got tired. That was really not a possibility. All right, I think that's what we need, was someone with a ranged attack that's also going to be attacking if and when you get attacked. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? I think that's a really good Greta. Pretty good. As good as it gets, I guess. Stuff expensive in the game I have to hold up. That's old RPG stuff though too, right? Like you've got to get used to that being a thing. You know, unfortunately, so many games just get so broken early on because you can become a little too powerful. So it's a little unfortunate that those things happen. Where are you pulling these cards from? Come on! Garbage. I mean, DJ, she's giving you the exact way to do it, though. I mean, I know you hate going through it, but just going through one block a second time is going to solve a lot of other problems. And the only thing it's going to cost you is your sanity. That's it. Yeah, but jobs aren't paying you 40 to 70K. And also, when you already choose to go to Tartarus, I mean, your decision's been made of what you're gonna do, right? So it's sort of doesn't matter, right? I mean, what are jobs paying you? Max like 5K, maybe. Although I know you get some points towards a perk or something, but 2 blitz to the enemy, 3. Oh, God damn! I'd rather would not waste. Oh. I gotta make it costly to you, though. Oh, see, I like that. I like when moves don't cost me anything. Right, but you just do a block, DJ. Just do a block. You've worked your way up. Do like floors, like you're gonna run into a point where, like, I'm assuming like the shadows run away from you or have like the tiers, like, you know, so they're not gonna be worth of any value. So just get up to a level where there's monsters and they're not running away from you, and then go from there and go up until you're done, and then go back down to that level again and do it again. And then you're gonna get a lot of money to work with. A lot of money. That's the one you gotta be a little careful of here. Protect you. Ever do hate. Okay. Get rid of you. Is that a new thing? Do they make the monsters disappear now? I don't think that was a thing. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. We're gonna just need to start doing damage here. Alright, little by little. Like, I thought Tartarus was like Mementos, of that it just monsters replenished on the floor every time. This is getting stupid. How do you have these cards? How are you able to call out something that was for 8? 8. I need these Regna Quas. My God. I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. Oh, see, I didn't have any of those boys out though either. God damn. Yeah, I'm fairly certain that they always are there. It's just whether or not they are worth your while to do. Well, this has gone shittily again. Christ's sakes. I have like none of these things. Ugh. They are so hard to get though. Maybe I should have been getting rid of it. Oh wait, you attack and then you can't use the skill? Oh my God, can you only use skill? Oh my God. Been here for a half an hour and this is not going the way I thought it would. Why don't you attack my main card? How about that? Take a ranged hit back. Well, Joy, it seems they might have increased the spawn rate of those slightly. Oh, yeah. I mean, I know they were well worth it to get. Just, you know. They always would just never really be there for you when you really needed them. And then when you did get them, you were either exhausted or, well, look at him. Oh, this just doesn't matter. Oh. They're still considered rare, but they do pop up a good bit and well worth it. But Fortune Teller's always good, yeah. Just put me out of my misery, please.
Sorry. It's nothing personal.
Back to the drawing board with that. If I'm here, I mean, I'm pretty stubborn, but I can't. I don't really have anything to deal with that right now. So, East Lemaire, Avon Hills. I assume she'll still be there. Let's go on over into the Ortis Business District and see what we got to offer. Right at the entrance. Just take me right there. Just take me right there. Why do you get all sweaty in here? Yeah, what are they called? Wealth hands? I think. There's a shop. I thought it would tell you like who you needed to have a little chat with, as opposed to just, you know, chatting with everybody. But and can I go into the station? Do you know who I am, Mr. Unknown Named Man that works for the HMP? Always worried about the higher ups, eh? That's okay. Lots of people are worried about the higher ups. Look at this person. She's not worried about higher ups. For chatter of the Ortis nobles, eh? I mean, war is pretty much going to happen, and the four houses are going to do nothing about it. All right, you just can rely on little old me, okay? Old man Wilson, you know, he's got a volleyball he chats with on beaches and whatnot. So just went to places that said new, but those take up times. Keep our distance. Yeah, just basically, you know, wandering around here is not what you want, right? Meanwhile, this guy's gonna buy some ice cream. He doesn't know who we are. You know who I just saw at the ice cream stand? Reen. Yeah, you know, guy, big robot, gray hair, used to be black. Guy that murders everybody. Your life's in the toilet. Like, figuratively speaking, or like, do you have a bad diet, Birkin? I'm starting to think that possibly Birkin is lactose intolerant. That's why he's always, you know, on the potty. Do you have anything new to buy? No, been here, done that. Thank you. A bag of chips. I thought his name was Lord Winger. I was like, oh, that's an odd name, but yeah, pull yourself together. It's not like either one of you old folks got to be worrying about going on over to being conscripted into the war, okay? You old folks sit on your nest egg, your $1.3 million town home in the middle of Ortis and just enjoy the water, right? How much trouble could you really be in? Probably not much at all. All right, to the hotel we go. Maybe there'll be somebody in here who will make sense of it all. Maybe I just want to come here for a shower. Gentlemen, just having a little chit chat, no beverages. Can I help you with something? I don't work here, but I can give you something poison, perhaps. Ears are open to it. Let's hear it. I heard something from an acquaintance in Heimdall. And information regarding new operations that are about to begin. Large-scale operations, also known as war. Oh, what is it? Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's a little bit of spittle just came in. If I had a 4K webcam, you would have seen it. You probably would have been splashed with it, chat. You know, you'd be wet right now. But you know, I only have so much control. But, are these people just looking to essentially somehow find a way to profit off of war? Is that what you're looking for? pulling a Nancy Pelosi or whatever the hell her name is, right? When something's gonna crash, get it on in there, right? Make sure. She's a ghoul, isn't she? Like everyone that's over the age of 60 in politics are ghouls from Fallout, right? They're not really alive. They're just, you know. I guess that would mean currently the White House is a crypt of some sorts. And Joe Biden is the crypt keeper. And he's gonna have some great shows on HBO on a Saturday night. I miss that show. I miss that. You think that? I was just gonna say, you think that guy's dead? And I was just sitting there going, no. How does the crypt keeper die? He's already dead. He had that little laugh. It was great. Oh God! Don't tell me I gotta go meet up with this emperor. All right? Yeah. Gotta confront Prince Cedric. No other way. No, there isn't, unfortunately. But don't you have a shop? Like I don't want to rest here. It looks like it's an expensive place, Harold. I mean, you got a nice suit on, okay? I feel like I'm not stumbling on into a Motel 8. This might even pass as a Holiday Inn Express. It just might. It's the VIP area. Not allowed to go there. I'm not VIP enough. And there's a couple rooms over there. Although, I guess maybe sometimes you want to chat with the cleaning staff, right? They're the ones that might know some shit. See, this is the one that'll cost you $6 a night. $6. Alright. See, it still says there's some... It's making me think that they're... Oh, that's the run button. Yeah. Right button, not right trigger. Idiot. Oh, the Place Mall with the K and the M's. Is that like a Kmart reference? Feels like the overall quality of Clay's products is dropping a little. All right, did they buy stuff in China? Pamela, you can tell us. What is the China equivalent in Bonerville? I mean, I'd ask the mayor, but she doesn't know. Cinnamon Peckies? Love those. That's all you got? That's all you got. New release section over here now. Let's see. How to send off a loved one in inheriting property without regrets. I feel like there should be one right beside that is like just how to get through the taxes of that. I thought you saw that yesterday. It's a twista. It's a twista. Proverbs Eternity. Sure. I don't have it. I don't know who that would go on. Sir, do you work for the FBI? You know who I am? It's the Thor's kids. Yep. Look at us. Yeah, I mean it's great when you know they truly let a natural element truly shine, right? It's a twista. It's a twista. Best Twister movie was Wizard of Oz, and I will not accept any argument on that one. Flying monkeys. That's where it's at. And little munchkins running around. That's it. You got a good job though, Herman. Probably got a good, probably got a dental plan, all that stuff. Don't give it up, okay? Buy advanced goggles. Can be gifted to Tita or Tita, if you will. Why Falmoria? All right, see you later. It's funny, like I lowered back the volume down because this game is normal unlike Baldur's Gate 3, and 50% we're rocking. I don't know why Baldur's Gate. I mean, I think the thing with the music in Baldur's Gate 3, it's more of an ambience as opposed to it being like this. But like let's just look at the options just so I can show the peeps. Right? Look at that. You have your defaults in red, but they didn't start them out at 100. You know what I just realized what I probably have to do to fix the Baldur's Gate thing? It's the same thing I have to do with Final Fantasy VIII. It's not an OBS thing. It's not a game thing. It's a Windows thing. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. I'll forget about that the next time we play, of course. But and Miss Biscuits, you said next week is a no-go for Final Fantasy 14. You guys are going away, possibly to Ohio again, maybe? Maybe you're going on down to Florida, right? Let's go down there, make sure that my place is all good. I read that very quickly, and I was like, we'll be in Canada all week. And I was like, what the Canada, eh? That's not warm, but we'll get there. Cancun. So much drinking, so much sun. Sand in the penis. Everyone hates that. The Navy man coming home. Look at that. He would never lie to you, Luca. Shed a tear for him, okay? We do want to come up to Canada at some point. That's on the list. I mean, you know what? My government's been working really hard to keep you riff-raff out, quite frankly. Okay? Although, you know, if they keep the riff-raff out, then your country's going to stop letting people like me in. So, and I mean, I'm already going there next month, so... Get a big surprise on how terrible my dollar is. It's got to be super terrible, would be my guess. Yeah, we'll just go this. Do we have to talk to... That's the thing, like, do I have to talk to everybody? Even old lady ortho? Working at an orthopedic surgeon's office, maybe? Because she has no retirement plan? Just sitting there being a miserable piece of shit at the reception's office? Okay. Yeah, I think I'm doing it on Thursday. I know I was going to do 8 or 14, but if you're going to be away next week, we'll play 14 this week. I mean, I'm always itching to play 14. It's just like you have to have a little bit of a... It's sort of funny. Baldur's Gate is sort of like a little bit replacing like 14 a little bit. Like the only thing that hurts with 14 is sort of my choice of playing story stuff on stream, right? Like I do have stuff to do. I do my dailies, you know, pop on in and make sure I'm getting, you know, some types of experience and everything. So we're not missing that, but it's like I always run into like, oh, like, is there ever going to be a point in A Realm Reborn? Because, like, again, it feels like we're coming up on something, right? Like, I'm sure I have another dungeon or something to go back into the Castrum Meridium or whatever it's called. But, like, surely that's not the end of it. Like, because then there's got to be all this filler stuff. So that's what I'm trying to figure out is, like, does all that filler stuff before Heavensward start? Like... Would that still want to be shown on stream, or is there like a point where it's just like filler, and you know, then you get back into the Heavensward or Heavensward, whatever it is. I don't know. Buy the Peckies, citrus and floral bottles. I feel like you might need those, but I didn't really come across them, so still worth showing. It's still MSQ the break. Okay, yeah, like that's my approach. Was I was just gonna do that, and there's gonna be more than enough side quests when I find new areas to go to that I can play. Like, I mean, I've now just hit level 50, so I can start to do some side job quests. Like I said, I'll probably keep the Red Mage, you know, to the stream, just because I'm relatively interested. But, you know, there's other ones I can do. I still haven't even touched Marauder or Pugilist. So I have stuff like that to do. And there's a whole bunch of others that I'm relatively interested in to get going of. So I did find... I did get the actual Bard gear. If you... I don't know why you call it Bard gear, but I did my, like, level 50. And I had to go and find, like, the Bard gear. Like, so, you know, the nice hat, the flowy clothes. But it's funny. So I go off and I get them, and they're a nice upgrade already to what I'm wearing, right? Relatively. And then I get something, there's like a follow-up quest with him. And he gives me this level I-90 coffer set. So it's basically the Bard set, but instead of being like I level 50, it's all I level 90. And I mean, I love it because it's finally gear I get to look like I like it. But I was like, I don't remember that previously. But again, that wouldn't make sense because when I first played through it and sort of got my ways around, like there'd be no reason to hand out level I-90 gear because there wouldn't have been a reason for it to exist. Whereas now that I'm, 5 expansions behind, you know, I'm still low level, but they gave me, it looks like, you know, pretty much the max eye level stuff you can have, which is nice. You know, makes you focus on stuff without having to worry about getting different gear and whatnot, or getting gear for other jobs, obviously. I really think this Orbital Factory Strauss should really switch from Orbital stuff and start selling jeans. Hello, Wolf Slayer. How are you? A little bit of a slur of the words. How are you? Yeah, Luther and Grunt. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a youngin' and an oldin', just bitching, and Tita's sort of reminded a little bit of, you know, herself and Professor Shithead. So don't worry, you can't change these old people. They're stuck in their ways. There's nothing you can do about it. And I wasn't expecting. See, that feels like that'll be something, a glass coin. And there's all my money again. But that does feel like that will be something. Any Master Quartz? No. Strength and weapons? Please don't have new weapons. Please don't have new weapons. You don't have new weapons. That's great. That's awesome. But now we're out of money. Wait, so is there something we can exchange here? Okay, we got some. We can 29 grand. All the day. Heard you talking about eye levels on Mrs. Biscuit's screen. Yes, I was. So as I was just saying, like I just got like this level I-90 gear. Seem like I don't know if I finished the Bard quest. I think I finished it for the time being. They mentioned that like, oh, come back later when you're like not like every 5 level increments. I think it was like now like level 60 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, exactly, Green. But I'm trying to make sense about Seabreeze Tavern and might find Sarah in here with a bev. Why not? I mean, if not, you're gonna find me with a bev. Oh, Blanca. Looks like Betty's dad's gonna be home for a while. What, is he not going? Oh. The never-ending quest for a boyfriend. We've all been there. Trying to find the right boy to be a boyfriend. It's never worked out. I thought your name was Toronto. Well, you got quite the nice little spread there. Not gonna lie. You can see why, you don't want to see everyone wallowing around while you're enjoying, you know, a nice 7-course meal for yourself, though, Tonio. Well, you've been conscripted too. And bet up you dig your feet in a hole and head up high. Don't, you see, in war, you don't want to be stuck and then poking your head up high. Someone's going to pick that off from very far away. So, hi, Betty. All the cuties in the neighborhood getting conscripted has really thrown my quest for a boyfriend out the window. Yeah, it sounds, Betty, like you're going to have to settle for an ugly one. Are the uglies also getting... you know, picked for the war. Go do the Anna Nicole Smith. Go find an 80-year-old billionaire that just wants to have sex once a year, and then he'll leave you his fortune. I'm sure, Betty, you can find that. You'll probably have more job quests between 50 and 60, but you need to progress in the... Yes, maybe that was it. I think I needed to do a specific main story quest before there'd be more left of them. So... Oh, now's your chance. Yeah, jump on that, Betty. But first, I'd like to shop and buy things. Neptune. Blah. Oh, I already have a classic tea, eh? All right. So many people here I don't really need to talk to. But they might be there. They might not be. Hi. Oh, Bartolo. Bartolo. We'll get the name right. You're well acquainted with Muse. Notice anything lately? Oh, I mean, we're seeing resident after resident being conscripted, but noble factions aim to use the war to get their esteem back. And if you ask me, well, they shouldn't count their chickens before they hatch. From what I heard, there's some in the noble faction cooperating with the Wiseland army, but a vast number of nobles are tangled up in their own issues. I can bet they're keeping them to themselves right now. Anyway, I mean, apart from that, it's pretty much business as usual. Would you like some meat from this thing that I may not cleaned in the past 6 years? Some empire meat, if you will. A wild grill. Stock shop. You should be able to unlock. Yes, I should be. I am level 50, but I'll probably save that for the Strimstram. Can we go in here? Can we visit Muse's peeps? Oh God, hi. It is a pleasure. I gotta go fill up my coffee because I'm tired. Back, thank you. Back's all sweaty. I need a new chair. I really do. Oh! No, these are good people, right? You know, you're chatting with the help. Great mustache going on. I don't know if Miss Suzanne's got a mustache either, but, you know, it might just be faint blonde, if you will. But, yeah. Glad to see you guys all made it back safe and sound, and thanks to, of course, the daring plan we came up with. Sure. After you left, Master was able to conclude his business and return home without incident. I'm honored that you thought for a visit. From the sounds of it, the conference regarding Mil Mirage seems to have been eventful, to say the least. I mean, that's one way to put it. We were lucky the IDF and armor divisions weren't in there, so we even had a rougher time. I'm guessing you're one of the people we have to thank for the Courageous Two's timely appearance. Or yeah, that's another one. You went there. I didn't. You went there. Well, the particulars of its arrival were only revealed to me after the fact. It all began when I was chatting with the Marquis Hyams about a third path. And we've been traveling around the more remote territories, building a coalition of nobles who support that more moderate way. It wasn't an easy trip, but allowed us to reconnect with old friends that made it all worthwhile. I mean, in the process, the guild reached out to us, and we've been passing information on to the Tinus ever since. So that's how the Courageous Two knew just when to arrive. I'm having one of those. It sounds like it. It's good. It's good to have one of those days. Wolfster, I feel like if anybody absolutely needs a trip to Cancun, it's you, right? I mean, not to say that Ms. Biscuits doesn't need one, but sure, with everything that's sort of aspired the last sort of week for you, it's let it loose. Take handfuls of sand when you're down there, Wolfslayer. Open up the swim trunks and just keep pouring. Just keep pouring. Live for those days. Lift for him. Give it a little whirl or something, right? And then you just run into the water. It'll all go away. It'll go away. It's not like you're going to be peeing out little bits of sand later on or something. Yeah, come on! That's... I'm being nice about this. Well, you know what? You know what? I wish I could change the amount that a slap would cost after the fact, right? Sort of pull like when the Simpsons owned the elephant Stampy, and Milhouse wrote it and took a picture, and that cost $7. You know, well, that was under our old system. You know, under our new system, you now owe me $10,000, right? So it doesn't work out there. Yeah, make you happy. Okay, there you go. I think that's one way. But God, I think that's one of my fault. I I blank that word, and he said, "There's that little tiny crab in his handful, right?" Just hit him with the shampoo, Wolf Slayer. That's all I heard you got to do, buddy. I don't know that from personal experience or anything, but I'm just saying, right? They make wonderful things nowadays, right? All right, where's the door to get out of here? North Street. Eventually, people will just run out of slaps. Jesus, those were certainly words that were out of... I mean, they were words. They were words. Whether they were of the English language, that I don't know. You may need to go back to bed and try again tomorrow. I mean... See, tomorrow I gotta renew my health card and my driver's license. And for some apparent reason, I couldn't do it online. I don't know why. Probably because they need to take a pretty picture of me. So, God damn. Lord Beckford. What are we doing here? War! I mean, look, I might be here because of the war. But I'm allowed to frolic all I'd like to. Okay? Because I'm Marine. I'm allowed to give so. The Ortis Mansion. All these rich people being sent off to this guy, Butler. What are you looking for? You trying to listen to what's going on in? Like, maybe I can just barge on through there. Are you done? You done listening? There's talking, just having a little conversation with the little Lily Bell. Everything for you is Bonerville. You are the mayor of Arabonia, which is the bigger overall area. So you have some true power. You're the one that decides how much Viagra you put into the water supply. Just like how the government's putting fluoride in, you're putting in a little bit of the Viagra. I mean that's. Could you imagine? Could you imagine that the government actually did that to up the birth rates, like just out of nowhere? Don't put it past him. So it's not the whole world, but it's a region, if you will. Think of yourself as the president of Arabonia. I don't know what the woman equivalent is of president. Lady president? Would we still call Bill the first lady? No, I mean, it just sounds wrong. President of Bonerville. It doesn't roll off the tongue as mayor of Bonerville does. So regardless of how much power you truly have, just, you know what? Think of it this way. Think of yourself as a small town mayor in any town USA that basically thinks they run the joint. You have that much power. Like, you have a lot of power, but relatively speaking, over like 8 people, right? You're like the chairman of the board, and you own 5 seats or something, stuff like that. That's where I think you would truly shine, Ms. Biscuits, And then you could be like Scarlet in Final Fantasy, where Wolf Slayer just sits at the end of your chair, and you can put your feet up on top of him. Those types of things. You don't think that's correct? I think that's the only version that's correct. I mean, it's coming out of my mouth. Obviously, it's correct. Like, where have you been? Huh? Huh? Oh, look at it. You know what? I'm gonna stand by creepily in behind you by whispering sweet nothings into both of your ears. I mean, her name's Mercedes. Can I drive you? Woohoo! I see your reality and insert my own correct reality. No. Heathcliff? Wasn't that a friend of Garfield's or something? What are you talking to your butler for? Wait, maybe with all the hotties being conscripted in Ortis, maybe Mercedes had to go to her butler for reasons, right? I mean, who wouldn't love the partial, Princess Leia outfit hairdo, right? Oh, you're going after Heathcliff. Sorry. Well, Butler Hawkins, are you going to be able to follow her as far as you can, or are you limited by your butler powers? See, a butler might have more power than the mayor of Bonerville. Depends where you're a butler, to be honest. It's like this, a cathedral, if you will. Is this guy the Pope? No, he's a bishop. Well, shall we shed off to the towns and to perform the mass for them? No mass. Like, why don't you go light up some white smoke and elect a new Pope, okay? Did she fuck up the coffee order? Is that what's happening? I mean, Robbins is not going to be happy here. Oh, the daily cookies. That's what he screwed up. Heathcliff gets uncomfortably close to necrophilia. Am I missing? Did I miss something? Did I read that Heathcliff is into the dead? That's the dead people one, right? That's the one where you're a corpse just has to be slightly below room temperature, right? For you to really enjoy yourself. I mean, I always heard that the ladies were really into the rigor mortis because, reasons. No, you're just making a reference to your classic novel. Oh. Well, how am I supposed to know what classic novel is your favorite? And you spelled favorite wrong, by the way. The King's English has a U in there, okay? So, let's figure it out here. Have you heard of the Lance Maiden? Yeah, he's a singer with NSYNC. Also was the voice of Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts. Maybe a different Lance. Heathcliff is the cat. So I was partially right. Garfield's friend. I'm not even paying attention to this, folks, and I'm still making, some hot diggities. Oh, Marquis Regan. You knew the scale of the conflict would be large, but didn't know it would be this big. I mean, that's what she said. And I can't take this man beside you seriously. It's the hat. I mean, I know he's a lord, but I just can't. He's an orange. Oh, so this is. Is Heathcliff in the game? An orange cat? I thought she was about like a husbandado or something. So in all this time, she's worried about a cat? Wow. Oh, that guy's the Pope. More bishops. Heathcliff is a comic strip from 1973, and Garfield is a comic strip from 1976. Oh, I mean, I think there's orange cats in this game. Absolutely, DJ. Both are orange cats. Lothar's just dropping it like it's hot in here. Really letting us know, when Jordan strays a little too close to the sun. Heathcliff. So is both Heathcliff and Garfield still? Can you look? It's been a while since I've seen a comic strip. It's been a long time since I've seen a newspaper. Are they both in there? Like, or did they somehow get canceled? Like, I mean, remember everyone loved Dilbert? And then they found out the artist was a piece of shit or something, and then no more Dilbert, right? There was a TV show for both? I mean, I remember a Garfield TV show. Mr. Archbishop Bramfelt, I feel like you shouldn't be talking about the Gralsritter. This guy's obviously a little too old to just be yip-yapping. Maybe take him on out to the pasture. Tell him that we need to go for a long drive to a farm. And then Mr. Bishop Raymond, everybody loves Raymond, can then become the new pope. How are you, Lothars? It's always a pleasure, my friend. Oh, hey, you have a name, which means you're important. Tough, but motivating. A lot happening, and he asked me to make sure I fulfill my duties as thoroughly as possible. Looks like the anti-Calvert protests and rallies in Heimdall are reaching frenzied levels. Chief Warrant Officer Brighton must be really having a hard time out there. Oh, poor Brighton. However will he carry on? Get out of here. You're doing well. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear when people are doing well. Look at Count Florald's. Why not? Like, look at this. Like, look, unless you're playing a game of tennis in here, like, I don't know what would really wrap this room together here, but like, there's a lot. Dude, is this how rich people live? Just a lot of empty space? All right. No, that's not it. Well, look, Kara, you're just here to support the master in any way, shape, or form, you know? That's your gig. Okay? No. I can't. Can I even go upstairs? I can. Is there anybody upstairs? Hanging out in their room? Oh, a couple people more of help? No. Where do you sleep? Back here? Door is locked. Butler Leon. Leon! Leon! No one will never forget about that in Resident Evil 4. Leon! Come on, we gotta rescue the president's daughter. Leon! Right? She's ruined the name Leon forever. It's almost a worse name than this guy's name. Florald. Yeah, it's me. Hey Jordan. Friend, buddy, pal. Hi! Yes! That's me. Hi, yes. What can I do for you? When are we playing Monster Hunter again? Oh, I mean, I don't know, honestly. I'll tell you what. When the queue is finally finished. When I retire. You know, you just look at it this way, right? Look at it this way. I'm older, right? So like right now, like I know I don't work a lot. You know, like when I work, I do sort of work quite a bit. So I mean, like when I get there, I'm gonna have all the time in the world. I mean, I'm gonna be stuck to a wheelchair, and there might be a little bit of drool coming out here. Well, you know, I'm gonna have one of those. It probably won't be a hat, because people won't trust me because I'm old. But it'll probably be like picture like a hockey helmet with the beers on the side and straws. Maybe you know at that age probably be just straight IV. But you know, and you'll see my wife or the little guy come up behind me and refill the beers. And but you know what? I won't get up from my wheelchair, not even to defecate. I'll just do it in the chair. I'll go through numerous chairs, obviously, because they'll just be stacked up, you know, off to the side. But that is when I will truly have time. Because I just don't leave. I'm just right here all the time. Nothing will change, correct? How many games am I mean, right now, I am playing Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 8, Cold Steel 4, Final Fantasy 14. And Baldur's Gate 3 and Final Fantasy 14 are both of my games that I'm sort of playing on my own. Like playing separate campaigns or just doing busy work, essentially. And Lothcast enjoy myself and mostly for wheelchair races through the old folks. I mean, like, I'm not going to lose it where I'm going to be in an old folks home. Can't afford that. I mean, and that's why you got to be nice to your kids. Because then you don't want them to send you to the crooked home that they see on 60 Minutes. Right? Oh, but I didn't know there was a convenience factor here. Maybe we can all just go to this home that's right down the block from Lothar's. Lothar's will visit us every... I mean, he'll say he'll visit us more often, and slowly but surely it goes from daily to weekly to monthly to quarterly. So quarterly. That's when we play Monster Hunter. And then and then it's yearly, and then it's every decade, and then we're dead. At the tender age of I think I'll be 163. Yes. And then I maybe Bitcoin finally takes off for me or something, and then I'll be able to pay to have my head frozen in a jar like in Futurama, and then you can bring me back, and then all of those games that came out after I died to then when I was brought back to life from the frozen thing, then I'm gonna have to play all those games. Cold Steel 17,422. And all those Baldur's Gate. They would probably be at Baldur's Gate 8 by that point, would be my guess. So now I'm wondering what your last played date... I mean, you're going to have to look it up. I mean, I'm afraid of opening up Steam with Cold Steel open, even though I am on Steam. I'm afraid of clicking on anything for fear that this game will freeze and lock. So you'll have to look at it. It's been a while, for sure. It's absolutely been a while. Now, again, I'm not really up to date with the Baldur's Gate stuff. Is that because of they didn't have the Baldur's Gate license or something? Like, wasn't that owned by EA or something? And they were doing nothing with it or something? Like, was that the deal? Don't worry, I'm gonna go and get that green star. I will not forget about that. Right, BioWare is the ones who brought out BG, and I assume like that's the old days of good BioWare. Back when I always heard about the doctors in BioWare. I mean, I don't think the doctors are there anymore, but those were the good days of like, Dragon Age and KOTOR and Mass Effect, but not Andromeda. I don't know if I can actually look at your specific last play date. Let me check. Well, you should be able to, and if you can't, you better figure it out! 6 people you had sex with at the same time? Dawkins, I didn't know you were hell of a worker right there, bud. Putting the work in. Good for you. Last achievement Jordan unlocked, and it was January 13th, 2022. That's a lot more recent than I would have thought. A lot more recent. I lied. It's impregnable defense. Obtained 5 highly rare pieces of armor. Unlocked February. Hey, we're getting better. Every time you're just gonna keep finding these. Oh, look, Jordan unlocked some jackassery achievement. On August 14th, 2023. Well, DJ, I mean, when you're this old and you got the gray hairs rolling, 2 years ago isn't that far away. It really isn't in the long scheme of things. I mean, I'm a 41-year-old man. It might as well have happened yesterday.
This spot seems excellent for fishing.
Jordan, that means we're 4 quarters behind. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a loony and we'll call it even. How about that? If you're unfamiliar, a loony is 4 quarters, and that's our dollar. Okay?
I got it.
You gotta be careful. I don't need to owe you a toonie. Have they started putting King Charles on our money yet? Do I have to look at that ugly mug yet, or no? Get out of the way, Basani! Yep. Which means you have to play Monster Hunters with us for 96 hours straight. I mean, that's doable. I mean, it's a Capcom game. Is it even possible to not crash and run for that long? 8 quarters. No, you did math correctly. 192 hours. Now you're just making up numbers. That's like one of those things made up like a prime number or something. Divided upon itself equals 1 or something. That'd be one of those. You want to go into harbor management? I'm sure you could set yourself up at DeVry, Easton. Sure. I think that's a job you could do. 2 years, 4 quarters in a year, and we're on quarter. Well, so what I'm going to do, Biscuits, I'm going to hit you with this. We're going to work off of the Canadian economy, not the American economy. So, I think we're at 30%. 30% off of $1. So we're at 70%. Times 2. You're going to get some Steiner math here. Is 140. Multiply that by the 8 quarters that we have to play. That's like 6 hours, I think I owe you. I think that's the rough math. You've been playing a game called Dredge. It's a fishing horror game. So, like, what part is scary? Like, the fish? Are you fishing every day, like on Friday the 13th? If you're still alive, give me a sign. I've looked everywhere, checked every city I could think of, every town and village. And now I'm here at the edge of Bonerville. Cargo, where the hell could you have gone? And you've been looking ever since? Well, if it isn't Team Punkass again. Cargo's always been kind of a scaredy cat. Back in the day, he always used to hide behind me while I kicked ass and took names. It was a little pathetic, really. But the last time I saw him, he was helping out refugees in the Yost district. Got everyone out with some scrapes and bruises. Well, everyone except himself. He's been missing ever since. Damn it! I'll just start over. I'll search the whole damn empire again if I have to. I don't care how long it takes. I will find Cargo. You won't be doing it alone. We'll keep an eye on him for it too. Just don't give up hope. Okay? Well, thanks for signing us up for that one. So there's monsters and going out at night, big octopuses and horrors. Sounds okay. I'm still missing something in the Noble District and Harbor District. God damn it. Look at these chatty Cathys outside Riviera Court. Hey, do you think this is a brothel they're running? You can't handle anything scary games. What about this, DJ? Could you handle the scary movies where they're not really scary? They're actually more of a comedy. Just based off of scary movies. I've had a lot of fun in the past playing with friends. Only played Lethal Company once so far, but that was also pretty fun. It looks like business is great. Of course it's great. They're giving free hand jobs to anyone who buys a beer. And then there was that other thing. Right, Rennie? Yeah, surprised myself. But today Lady Fair suddenly turned up, accompanied by Lord Vincent. And boy, they've grown so gallantly in our time apart. Great to hear. I have faith in Lady Ferris. Begged me to look after the store, but couldn't give me the deets. But said she was there to, as part of Thor. So, forging her own path through all of this uncertainty. You don't like scary roller coaster either? That go upside down and stuff? Wait, what? What? Would you settle for VR, DJ? Oh, look what's going on in here. Well, met my friends, I trust you've been keeping well. I mean, I want to apologize for all the trouble. Given the choice, I'd never kept you in the dock for so long. Please forgive me. Lady Ferris, please, there's no need for all of that. That's right. I mean, you have no need to apologize for. Just being able to see you alive and well is enough for us. You were really worried about me? Weren't you? I mean, of course, because they care about you two. The kids' roller coasters, right, DJ? Ah, I hadn't noticed you there. I take it you started touring around different parts of the Empire. Yeah, still some things we need to get done for the next rivalry, of course, but we're planning to do some traveling as well. No, not kids' roller coasters. I mean, that's the only ones that don't have the loop-de-loop. That's correct. I've already dropped by the family home and gotten permission from father. After we confirmed the situation with the city, we plan to visit the Merkaba that made an emergency landing near the main road. Well, we'd be grateful if you did that. A series of movies titled Scary Movie, there's like 5 or 6 now, are literally parody movies that just make fun of scary movies. Right, kids roller coasters. They don't go upside down. Because they're for kids. And they don't have the proper harnesses. Not kids. Kids roller coasters. Thank you, Ferris. Although naturally we would not turn down any help you would offer us. Who said I was helping out? I didn't. I'm not here to help. Nope. Every single adult roller coaster goes down, straight down, 90 degrees, reaching a top speed of 4,000 kilometers an hour and does 17 loop-de-loops. That's it. That's all they do. Every single one, they're exactly the same. Right! I am right, you are wrong! Carried away there. Oh god, that was great. Yeah, just gotta hit the. Take my strong hand. Oh, I'm just gonna make little mashed potatoes. That's great. What actor is that? I'm fantastic. We're having fun. We're having fun. I'm a joke maker. It's all an act. You know, if I had a hand like that guy in the movie, you wouldn't even need a mixer. You know, you just bring the bowl around of tater tots and go, you know, right? Right? Goyo gets it. Chris Elliott. Great actor. In that movie particularly. I saw the levels hit red there. That was truly. Hey, can I buy something from you people? Shop from the capo. What do you have? Pegasus vest and La Crema earrings for those creamy moments that we all love. Still no not green. We're getting there. We're getting there. I do like seeing just Elliot. Like seeing that, and Ash. Sure. I mean, who are we more likely to use? Probably Elliot. Okay, Sarah and Angelica. Probably Sarah. Guess I don't ride stuff at Disney. No, I'm trying to think off the top of my head of like a Disney coaster. Like, you mean Magic Mountain? No, is it Magic Mountain? There's the train one. Those are good. Like, you mean those ones, DJ? I hope you realize I was just joking. What's the one that's like in the dark? What's that one? Space Mountain, if you will. Space Mountain, Thunder Mountain, Seven Dwarfs. Yeah, I remember all those. Those were great. So those are the types of things they do. You know what would be great though, but really would add a factor to them, DJ? Is if they went upside down. all right. You'll get sick. Pop a couple Gravol. You'll fall asleep and they won't be able to take you off the ride. Wash that down with a beer, you'll be in Flavor Town. I think that's what they call it. Lake Lord 2. Can we talk about fishing instead? You know? There we go. Giant fish being spotted on the sea cave of Oros Coastal Road. Well, I mean, I still think Goyo people actually like still going to Disney. But as someone who literally just looked at going at the end of next month, for a family of 3, it was going to be $1,000. One day. One day. One day. Now, mind you, I am including, there is like a Canadian website that you can get, like, so again, whatever a fucking shitty dollar is at, like, I am throwing that in there, but I mean, as cheap as some stuff is in America, I mean, I'm still going to pay, 30%, just for funsies. I don't like, I don't really, I don't really know if, like, Disney can recover from all of this. Not so much. I'm wanting to go back in the next few days, but Disney's been in the shitter as of late, and you were a huge Disney fan back in the day. 8K. Who said anything about 8K? We talking about 8K TVs? Yeah, like the thing is though, like for someone like myself, like, I mean, it's cool to see, I guess. It is good to, it's turned from an experience that people can do, maybe lucky enough to see a few times in their lifetimes, to literally turning into a once in a lifetime thing to do. And even to still do that, could bankrupt you, like, legitimately. Yeah, when you go, it's all 4 parks, and I do a pocket. Yeah, but I'm still telling you, DJ. There's no denying, it was still $1,000 for 3 people. I literally just looked it up to go to Disney for one day. Like, I'm not making that up. I'm not gonna. I love Disney just as much as the next guy. I'd love for it. My little guy loves all stuff Disney. But I'm not spending $1,000, for that type of experience. It just doesn't make sense. Park hop thing or not, like, yes, I understand how Disney works. I was there a few years ago. And it gets somewhat cheaper if you can go multiple days. But yeah, 3 people to 1 person, obviously, like, my son is not any cheaper to go. He is still $300 on top of traveling. Yeah, like, it's, it's a little bit easier when, you live a little bit closer, like. But I'm just saying, like, that's turned into the whole thing of, like, we've really looked at it, because, it's a little bit easier now that my in-laws are there every winter. But, I still gotta get my ass down there. And lucky enough, we can save on a hotel, but unfortunately they're not living in the Orlando area. So, then and I'm not driving down there. So I don't trust Airbnbs anymore. Airbnbs are become really shitty with the fees lately. It's weird because Airbnbs used to be really, like, hotels got stupid, right? And then Airbnb used to be like the go-to thing. Rent a house, it's all yours. And then it's and now it's you're gonna get nailed with fees now. Like, oh, we're gonna have the cleaning fee, we're gonna have a resort fee, we're gonna have the Airbnb fee, we're gonna have the Verbo fee, and so now, like, as someone that looks like that, I'm like the last one I stayed in, like when I was out east in Canada here, it only made sense because we had a lot of people coming back that would have been awkward at a hotel. But like the fees that they charge you for when you're not even doing anything, like they charge you restocking fees whether you want to use the toilet paper, like shit like that like really adds up, and it's stupid. Like a hotel, that's where the hotels are starting to realize, like, oh, we want this Airbnb people back, and you know what? There's no hassle at a hotel anymore. Yeah, but DJ, you could find the fucking best Airbnb ever. You can't argue with the Airbnb fees. Like, I'm not saying that there aren't good things that aren't good and close to the park. That you can't fight the Airbnb fees they dump on, which are stupid. That you don't get in a hotel, or if at least, you know what, if they don't show, the fees, I can appreciate what a hotel does. Is here's what you're paying, not like Airbnb where, okay, here's what you're gonna pay, book us on the site, and then when you get the actual fucking bill, then they drop all the resort fees and shit on you, like, afterwards, right? Like, that's the garbage shit. I disagree, DJ. But I mean, you gotta get out of your bubble a little bit. Like, just because something is cheap for you, or just because something is, okay for you, doesn't mean it's okay for the masses or whichever. Like, I'm just trying to make, the argument make sense here, but, yeah, but I'm not talking about Disney resorts. Disney resorts, you might as well come in from Vegas. I mean, you're paying through the hoopah to have Mickey Mouse sit there and look at you from the Disney resorts. Give me a Motel 4, so where I get to share the bed with 17 other cockroaches. Windbag Wendy, gonna finish you off before you go to bed every night. For what? Pennies on the dollar. Yeah, so and I will say at the same time, like, I've stayed in Verbos, which are owned by Airbnb, and I've had a really pleasant experience with them. But again, you book it on the website. $200 a night. Sounds great. How is my bill $600? I'm only making conversation, DJ. I would try not to stay at a motel, but some people don't have a choice. I mean, if I'm driving to Florida, which I said I was not going to do, I for sure, I'm not going to spend $400 or $500 to rest my head in bumfuck South Carolina, wherever the hell it is. I would stop off of the I-90 or I-75 or whatever it is to sleep for 6 hours. As long as it's a relatively clean room, you got me. Better than my car. That's why I just switched to, like, it's a 2.5 hour flight. Boom. Yeah, I mean, that's, I'm lucky enough to be able to stay with my in-laws, and so I'll just have to sort of drive everywhere we need to go. But yeah, a condo would sound awesome. Yeah, I think Wolfster, I think hotels are realizing they've lost a lot of business since the pandemic to Airbnb, and they're fighting back. They're, because a lot of places are trying to get that tourist back, right? Like, there's still people who are very unsure about traveling, right? Like, after all of this being said and done, I think that, a lot of people sort of got put on notice and were very unsure of, what can happen now, right? So everyone's just sort of a little unsure, and that's fair. Nothing wrong with that. How come I always got to frickin' do this every time? Just wanted to read what Goyo said. So Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, who the fuck thought that was a good idea for those prices? So I didn't even look at that, like that for being a thing. Like I would love to see. So like the last time I went to Disney, It was probably 6-7 years ago. I saw them building Star Wars. Like, you could see parts of it. It was cool, but to hear the prices of that alone, that's not even Disney. Which again, my son really isn't into Star Wars. He's 4. Like, he likes Mickey Mouse and stuff, right? So I mean, like, that's why the Magic Kingdom was, the only interesting thing for him to go see. Like, maybe Animal Kingdom or something, but everything else is either he doesn't know or, isn't, not really worth it. He doesn't know Harry Potter, so like, I mean, even I don't know, but I mean, that was cool to see, but again, I'm not going to spend another multiple hundreds of dollars to go to Universal when he doesn't know anything there and can't ride on anything. At least Disney, he can relatively go on some of the rides, and it's more so, in my opinion, more of an experience, obviously. $6K US. You're looking at like $8K there, Lothar. Like, it's ridiculous, right? For a week. DJ, you can't massage 6K though, depending on where and if you want to stay. Like, that's just the, like, again, yeah, like that's pretty much it. Like, even if I wanted to eat at the cheapest restaurants or bring in my own food, there is a fixed cost that is associated with going to a Disney park, and you cannot get around that. There's no way around it. They know people want to go there, and they will spend all of their money. Unfortunately, some people just got to be, a little bit smarter with that and go like, I'm not. Like, I mean, you got to think of someone like myself and Lothar's. If we're gonna fly there, that very limits of what we can bring with us, obviously, right? I mean, if I was driving to Florida, which again takes me 24 fucking hours, I don't want to do it ever again. I did it once, it was okay drive, but I hate driving, so I'd rather not do it. So, like, but again, like, okay, I could bring you can't really bring, you stop and you're still spending sizable chunks of money on top of the 30% that our lovely dollar has against the American dollar. It's try to make sense of it as much as you can. Me and Lothars don't really have the advantages of, of maybe being there every year, maybe. Yeah, it is not cheap to travel anywhere nowadays. And then, like, in the end of it, like, sort of, do you not, like, look back at it and go, like, geez, 6K for Disney. I could have bought a Toyota Corolla for that, right? Years of enjoyment. There'll always be fixed prices. It's not a flea market. There's no haggling with set price when it comes to Disney. Yeah, exactly. The mouse will get his money. The mouse gets paid. Yeah, like, it's a once in a lifetime experience for sure. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've talked about it. Like, probably when he's like 10 would probably be another good time to maybe go to Disney. Like, they're not completely lost to those teenage years. And he'll probably still enjoy some things as a kid, but like, beyond that, like, when you get into those teenage years, you're really forgetting, or you're really losing out on a lot of things that a kid won't see, right? You'd be interested in a Disney vacation if I didn't have to pay for food and stuff there, but not for 6K a head. Maybe if I could get it down to 3 to 4K, but that's a big if. Yeah, that wasn't 6K a head. That was for 3 people, Wolfslayer. But still, yeah, that's a chunk of money. I mean, and again, how come I can't? There we go. I was gonna say, like, how come I can't freaking buy something from you? And then, like, you start looking at, like, okay, like, geez, a week at it depends what you want, but I mean, there's just there's a week at a beach resort that you could spend like $1,500 per person. And you're taken care of with your flight, your meals, your hotels, and you know, depending on where you go, sometimes it's looked as an advantage or disadvantage. Like, let's just say you pick somewhere like Cancun, like Wolfstare and them are going. I'm telling you right now, I don't know. When I went to Cancun, everyone tells you to, oh, stay on the resort, blah. No, go out. Don't be afraid. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the cartel's out there, but they never, they know where their bread is buttered, if I will say. And the people that always get in trouble in places like Mexico that you never hear in the media, because it wouldn't make for a good story, is because they were out looking for trouble. They were looking for something, to score, whether it be drugs or something stupid, and then you don't hear that part. Yeah, and you're not even and on top of all the stuff that Miss Biscuits just mentioned, what about just making sure the two of you get the time off at the same time? Yeah, like Japan is my bucket list. Obviously if I ever won the lottery, that would be literally the first thing I would just go off to and spend 2 weeks there. For no worries. But yeah, you start looking at it okay, yeah, I could make that work. I've looked at Japan. It's pretty much, 10 to 12K. For me and the wife essentially. Because, nothing is cheap there. And I'm not going to just go to Japan for, a week. Yeah, I mean, some people are lucky enough to have, paid time off or whatever. But again, in this day and age, there's people who are afraid to even take time off because, you'll get replaced. Disney Springs, that's the shopping area, right? No, they still do that, Goya. There's a whole separate web page that you can go to, that you click. I'm like, I'm from Florida, and then they're like, oh, okay, come on over here. We'll give you. Well, because I guess if you lived in Florida, can't you get a ridiculous price on the what do you call it, the season's pass or whatever? I'd be worried if I sit in Animal Kingdom, they would mistake me for a gorilla. I mean, look. Probably. Okay, now we gotta go back to the Noble District because we missed something in here. What on earth did we miss? Oh, unless it's the Duke's Mansion, which makes sense then, I guess. Yeah, I'm extremely fortunate to, be salaried. So, all the time that I take off, I am paid my salary regardless. So, I go on vacation. I don't have to worry about, missing 2 weeks of pay or anything like that. The same amount of money goes into the account, at the end of the month regardless. So, that's good. But yeah, that sucks of having to work that out or save a little bit of money so that you're not going to be short at the, for bills and rent and all that stuff. It's shitty, but, yeah, the little things that sometimes people don't really think about, unfortunately. Your trip to Italy was quite possibly one of the least expensive trips I've ever been on, and that's because it was split between 3 people. Most expensive singular purchase was airfare, just under $1,000 for round trip. I think when I tallied everything up for food, hotels, and tours, I think I spent $2,500 in total. Yeah. Florida business, or the base Disney Florida Pass is $490. Wow, $439. Wow. Wow. What is it? What is it for someone who what if you lived in Georgia? I mean, coming from say Atlanta, that's still what, a 4-hour drive? You can make that work. I mean, I assume it's more money than that. We can now go to Duke Cayenne's Mansion. Look at us. We're still, unless it wants us to go there, maybe. I always heard that Europe was generally not overly expensive to go to. Obviously, depending if you live in America or Canada, North America, wherever, obviously, like, you know, your most expensive thing is going to be the flight. And I don't know, like, you know, did you just like, you know, did you want to be comfortable? Did you up yourself to like business or whatever, or what? Like, you know, that's a long flight too, right? Oh. Well, Mr. Regnitz, you've heard things, have you? Made you sick when I heard that meeting between the country leaders had been attacked, but it seems certain individuals showed up in his new airship to save the day. I wonder who that is. You know a lot. I mean, how is it to miss that? The situation isn't great, though. We've been entrusted with everyone's hopes. We have to do what we can to do a beacon of light for them. Well, I've been looking forward to you doing so, then. The momentum pushing us toward war is increasing ever since here noticed. I intend to monitor it myself. Yeah, and watching over the Empress. She must be worried. Why don't you go and say hello? You should be able to find her in the banquet hall. Oh, Green, do you mind if we take a little detour? No, not at all. I mean, you know, war is about to start. So it looks like the Disney Incredipass is 14 for Jesus. Right wing, left wing, banquet hall. Can we even go into these areas? We can't. No. Look, Green, I'll tell you if there's something to do in these places, okay? Well, with Governor Regnitz's blessing, we should be able to go and meet the Empress. Should we head to the banquet hall now? We should. Just steer clear of Switzerland and some of the Nordic countries. They're ridiculously expensive too. Hey, you know, it all comes with a cost. Oh, that's gonna leave a mark. It is. I'm surprised more Americans don't honestly come up to Canada, because it's almost like basically free money for you. Now, mind you, like, I don't know like the exact cost of everything. Like, I just was going on about how everything is pretty much 25 to 30%, you know, off the top. But I mean, like, your staples are cheaper in the States. So, like, you know, when I say like shopping for groceries, they're expensive up here in Canada, not so expensive in the States. Like, it's like, you know, let's just say, you know, my favorite beer, okay? Case of beer is $50 for me in Canada, right? Let's just say the cheap stuff, your everyday Budweiser, Bud Light for you people. Let's call it $50. In the U.S., what's a case of beer? Again, it depends on the state, but like, I'm fairly certain I could drive into New York, and you know, I'm sure a case of beer is probably like $25, right? Adding the 30% difference on top of there, I'm still making out like I won, right? Buddy, listen, I'll bet all of Canada is far cheaper than New York City in its current state. Ontario, where I live, Goya, and New York State and New York City are relatively very similar in a lot of things. We have a housing crisis going on. We've got a lot of issues. You know, groceries are through the roof. It's super, super expensive. Super expensive. When you said staples are cheaper, my mind thought you meant actual staples, like the stuff you hold papers together with. Oh. Yeah, I mean, you know, those could be useful in some way, shape, or form. $4.99 USD per gas. So that's per gallon. We use liters because we're smart, and we use the metric system because we're, you know, not crazies. So I saw gas was $1.50 per liter. I don't know how many liters are in a gallon. Then you have to add 30% on top of that. Protoss, hello, how are you? Yeah, a pack of smokes is $22, I think. I don't smoke, but my my boss does, and I always ask him, I'm like, how much is like a pack of smokes? And something like $20. $6 a gallon. So yeah, you're paying $5, we're paying $6. We use bagged milk because we're idiots. Yeah. I remember 35 cents a liter for gas when I was like first driving. Maybe not cheap. Maybe 40, 45 cents. But like, yeah. Like I certainly remember dirt cheap gas. Like I remember when I was like 17, 16, you know, putting $5 of gas in my car and it actually moved the needle, you know, in my shitbox 1987 Nissan Sentra. What else is in Tennessee though, DJ? What gets people excited other than the Tennessee Titans? It's an honor to make your acquaintance again, Your Highness. Oh, I'm glad to see you're doing well. I mean, I suppose you have heard about what's happened with us. But yes, thanks to Governor Regnance, I have the main details of your exploits. Reuniting with your friends and Alphine accompanying you on your journey, and even more importantly, dear Oliver is safe. Seems like you've heard it all. We're just as relieved and maybe even more surprised. I mean, he's helping us find a third path to walk. I don't know how much we can help as our country marches into war, though, but we're going to do everything we can as a member of Thor's to stop this awful tragedy. I'm grateful to hear that. You've all done so much to help me, and yet I can't do anything in return. If only I could have told His Majesty about this. It's something to do with His Majesty? No, it's just his operations very soon. Sometime within the next few days, apparently. All I can do is pray to Idaeus for the operation to be a success. Your Highness. Tells she really loves the Emperor. Didn't you use your feet to move your car back when they were rock? I mean, yes. Just don't ask New Yorkers about their rent and hotel stays. You might get whiplash. Yeah, I don't know how people like in I guess more so like I know people who live in New York State, and I know New York State and New York City are, even though they're the same, they're very, very different. Like I watch a guy's videos every once in a while. Like his name's Cash Gordon. He's really getting on like the migrant thing going on in New York. But he would do videos of like, hey, here's an apartment or a house to buy in New York City, and he would show like, you know, a fucking closet. And he would go on about how big it is, like not even joking. And then he'd be like, oh, and how much is this place? And then the guy would say something like, oh, it's only like $2,500. And then like at the bottom, he'd put like, oh, that's pretty cheap. He's like, oh yeah, you know, if you get 3 people in here, you know, $2,500 per person. $2,500 per person, meaning like that closet was $6,000 a month. Well, I don't know, like what do people do in New York City to afford to rent? Like, I don't get it. Like, I mean, rent here can be expensive, and I've heard some really ridiculous things of like, you know, our market's gotten stupid. Like, I've looked at like getting out of here, and I have very cheap rent, so I don't really want to leave because of rent control. But it used to go from being able to rent an entire house, like a really nice, you know, a typical suburban 2,000 square foot house for about $3 grand a month. And even that's a little on the high side. I mean, to me, it's high. Now people are like, oh, rent the main floor for $3 grand a month. You can have the basement for $2,500. And I'm starting to think like, you know, 2 years ago, that was the whole house. I don't know what, I assume, Goya, that I think, is everyone just eating dicks? Am I missing out on something? Should I be out eating dicks? Is there a giant, is money being handed out for, you know, eating penises? I don't know. Now, DJ, I know things are very different out in Tennessee, and you're talking about 20 years ago. Can I ask you, how much was your house 20 years ago? Well, we heard a lot had happened. We'll also offer prayers for a swift recovery. Thank you. Thank you all. But please look out for Oliver, Alphine, and Cedric too. All right. We will, Your Majesty. We will. And we're all said and done here, thank God. We can leave, finally. Oh, that's not the direction they want us to go. That's also not the direction we want to go. How do I leave here? Oh my God. I went to go through this door and you wouldn't let me. God damn it. Yeah, like the thing that bothers me, and this is not just inherent to, now, but people went from having homes to being just a home for their family to now people buy because, it's an investment. That's my retirement. And I bought my home back in 2015, and I spent 250K, and it's now worth 1.2 million. So, fuck you. I got mine. I hate that. Like, townhouses should not be, $800,000. I wish I could buy a house for 126K. I wish I could buy a house for 400K. And, it sucks. Back to gasoline in your area, $4.69 a gallon is considered lucky. That's when everyone goes and fills it all up and fills up their bags, right? Grumpy old man, a first-time chatter. Moved to West Virginia. I paid less than 30 grand for 3 acres of forested mountain land in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath wide. And that was less than... But so, like, again, the problem is... Mr. Grumpy Old Man. Or Mr. Miss. Sure. You never know. Where do you work? Like, what do you do? Like that, that's part of the problem, right? Like, we're not solving any problems here. Wait, so, DJ, in 20 years, your house has only gone up 80K? I feel like, did you forget a 0 in there? Like, or is it just like, is there not a lot of industry? Like, not a lot of work? All right, we've got, okay, I think we're done in Ortis. I'm right on the West Virginia border, so I go into North Virginia for work and okay, but it's like, are we talking like a 2-hour commute every day, or like, 6 minutes? Yeah, like biscuits. I would kill for that. I just walked by. When I walked the little guy to school, I passed by 2 houses that were put up for sale, and then were taken off immediately because either people freaked out that they were way too much money. One was 900K, the other one was 1.1 million. These are homes that were built in the 60s. They've done nothing to them except for put some stainless steel appliances up and called it a day. Right? Like, they're not worth more than $500,000, if that. But it's just people have gone crazy, and then our interest rates are ridiculous. Like, it's just like, I would love to have more room. I'd love to have a little area I could call a streaming nook instead of streaming in my little guy's room. But I can't give up the cheap rent. But yeah, 20 miles isn't bad, Grumpy, and welcome on into the stream. They're certainly making it tough, and I don't know if, a crash is the answer or anything, but, yeah, I mean, you can live outside the city. Like, I get that, DJ, but, I mean, I would assume most people don't live in the downtown, so I just have to assume that there isn't really much work where you live, if your housing prices are that cheap. And I mean, I'm not saying that they're cheap. Okay, good paying job. I don't know how to work. Like, it doesn't correlate. If you're telling me that your home is worth 200K, and I've seen pictures, it's a very nice home, and you've done some renovations to your place. From what I've seen, from the pictures that you share for decorations and everything. But yeah, 1970 houses, 20 times right. Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. You didn't get, you paid 120, and in 20 years, all it's gone up is either 80 to 100K. Okay, so there's a Volkswagen plant. Okay, so they make the Volkswagens there. Okay, but that's jobs of like what? 3,000 people? That's what I'm saying. Everyone just can't work at the Volkswagen plant. Like, there needs to be numerous industry out and about, right? That's why it's either, if there's only one big place to work, that's sort of just it, right? Like, I work in what used to be arguably still is known, but in the Steel City You know, our sister city in the States is Pittsburgh, which has also done the exact same thing that as our city has done, and it's turned from steel to healthcare. If you don't work in the healthcare industry in my city, you know, like, no one has any idea what the fuck you do. Because we have a bajillion hospitals and a bajillion tech fields that, you know, all work in the medical fields. It's funny. But, you know, 30, 40 years ago, the opposite happened. Like, oh, you work at the steel dildo manufacturer? Oh, okay, which one? And then, you know, it's basically just, you know, one had 40,000 employees, the other one had, you know, 60,000 employees. Like, that's how big these places are. I don't know how big the Volkswagen plant is, but, you know, I'm just giving some reference here of, like, when those jobs go away, but unfortunately the housing market doesn't, then you're stuck with a 1970 house at $223 price, and you have no idea who the fuck is affording them. Like, I wish I could find a house for $200K that was not a shack in someone's backyard. You're right near a major interstate. Within 45 minutes, you can be in Virginia, West Virginia, Mario Land of Oz, in Pennsylvania. Which one of those is Gotham City? Isn't that Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? I think. Where are we going here? I don't even know. I think we were going to. I know there was somewhere. I know there was something there. West Lemare Highway, Raquel Welch. Oh, there's just so much to do here. Old Lemare Road, Alston. Oh my God, when am I going to accomplish all of this? Let's go there. There's an Intercourse, Pennsylvania. So that's basically where all the sex happens. Oh my God. Like, so do people in Pennsylvania, are they required by law to go to Intercourse, Pennsylvania to bump uglies? Like, is that how it's, if, you know, if I was a governor, mayor, I mean, we have the mayor of Bonerville in here in chat. And I mean, you know, if they had some true power, I'm sure that they would make everyone go to Bonerville to bump uglies. It's got to be a state law, right? I mean, if it's not, it should be. Get the Cheeto on that to make it happen or something. I don't live too far from a town called Climb. Oh my God. Everyone lives in these sex cities. I don't live near some sex city. Should I move? And here's Roman Reigns. We gotta talk with this guy. Ask him how he feels about now facing Cody Rhodes. Actually, I accompanied Grace here, but things are sure taking a while. I guess that means the deal's not going too well. Alright, I've gotta say, that's got me kind of curious. Is that so? Well, it's not exactly unrelated to you, if I'm being honest. So if you'd like, I mean, why don't you head on upstairs? We'll do just that. It might be worth seeing who's upstairs. Roman Reigns? I used to live close to a town called Middlesex. So basically, like, you know, there was no climaxing, but, you know, relatively you got out of there with a good time, right, Wolf Slayer? Property taxes. That's where the government gets you. That'll nail you. Sweet walnut pie. I'm really not like Roscoe. How are you not just choking yourself? Why don't you take the hat off and put it on the fucking desk? There's been through Middlesex. Oh wait, you like went through Middlesex, like, so. I mean, wow. So if you go through Middlesex, I assume it means you went through sex, right? Whether it was a solo job or not, I mean, we'll leave that up to you, but. Make your way through Middlesex, Pennsylvania, and on up to Climax, Saskatchewan or something. There you go. So this is where the fun is hanging out. I should probably save. It's been a while. You know, because 200... No, sorry. I'm at 350 saves, folks. 350. Drive on through Middlesex to get to Intercourse. So basically, Middlesex is sort of like an edging city, right? Gets you halfway there. But, you know, for the big finish... You go from Middlesex to Intercourse, on up to Saskatchewan, through the Big Beaver to Climax. God. There we go. Oh, it's you guys. I mean, I just can't take that guy seriously with those little tiny glasses. Instructor Thomas and the lady from Crossbell Times. Good to see you two again. Come by chance, Newfoundland, Labrador. How did I was out there. I mean, I wasn't out in Newfoundland, but how did I miss that place? Green, Toa. It's been some time. Seems I just missed you guys in Erin. I mean, like ships passing in the night, aren't we? Yeah, Gaius and Rosine told us you'd been there. So, who's your friend over there? I've seen you around, but I don't think we've actually spoken. Those eyes. You must be blind.
I had better make a formal introduction. I am Marcel Nielsen, freelance journalist.
Of course, I've already heard all about you, the redoubtable Miss Herschel, Class 7 in the Ashen Chevalier alike. Or perhaps it'd be more accurate to call you the ultimate sacrifice at the Great Twilight? How do you know that? Knowing things is its business. Mr. Nielsen taught me everything I know about journalism. He's even won the Pulitzer Prize several years in a row at that. He's covered the mysterious incidents in Liberl, the D&G, the Dolce & Gabbana cult incident, and even the annexation of Crossbell. Wow. Impressive enemy. Sus guy. Why is he sus? He's blind. Well, now we can see. I remember hearing about you, but what are you doing here with Grace and Instructor Thomas? Well, first off, allow me to apologize for not helping you during the little incident on the Pantagruel. I mean, you see, there was certain something I'd been searching for at that time. An artifact passed down through the Imperial family, final volume of Black Records. You mean the secret books and Reen were deciphering? The very same. Between flame and earth, the wavering darkness begins to spin the tale of the end. First, a conflict of the great gods of the second pillar. Second, the fusion of earth and flame and the completion of the 7 vessels. And third, the beginning of the 1,000-year city, the acceptance of the Graal. Are we really at part 69 already? I feel like we can't be that high. I always wanted someone to tell Grace to sit down and shut up, but Grace is such a lovely gal though, Grumpy. Do you prefer Grumpy? Do you prefer Old Man? Do you want me to say your full name? Robert Paulson? You expect me to read all of this? Is this sort of just like, and on the 7th day, God rested, because he made man, right? Everyone just calls you Grumpy, but I don't want to be everyone, so I'm just going to call you Old Man. Do you have gray hair like I do as well? Oh, there's answers at the end of this? Shit, I should have been paying attention. I mean, you know how I work, DJ. I will take a guess if I'm right or wrong. You tell me. So there's actually more to it than that. I mean, that's what His Majesty told me when I visited him at St. Ursula. There's an additional volume relating what will happen after the Great Twilight. Sadly, however, His Majesty never read it himself. Whoa, can it record even the future? That's artifacts for you. They operate on a whole different level of logic. I mean, all that stuff that from the Recluse Cube back in Liberl, whoosh, right over my head. I mean, I think all of us are at a loss over it, to tell you the truth. I have a salt and pepper beard, not much gray on top yet. Okay. We all know you're mostly wrong. I mean, mostly is a loose phrase there, biscuits. Okay? Lucky for us, though, Mr. Nielsen's already gotten a hold of the last volume, right? What? Oh, right on the money. My. Must be the work of the 8 Leaves School's famous unclouded eye technique, no? It's as you say. I mean, I possess the final volume. It took a month of searching all throughout the Empire. Curiously enough, though, my own eyes are themselves clouded, I can still read the contents of the book. That this is the final volume of the Black Records is an unmistakable fact. Naturally, once I heard about it, I set about negotiating a trade. In the end, we settled on a very simple condition. All you have to do, Reen, is give Nielsen an interview. Huh? Me? But don't worry, I don't actually plan on publishing it. I already pieced together a few basic facts from your lineage alone, and as well as the unfortunate position you've been placed in. Nevertheless, it's my nature to seek out the truth. I want to find out exactly what's going on here in Erebonia. And what better way to get to the truth than ask one of the people directly involved? Everything I've heard puts you at the center of it all, and strange happenings that have occurred over the past few years. I'd be happy to give you the last of the black records in return for answering a few of my questions. Reen. Goodness me. Ways he told me you were perceptive, but it's rather unnerving just how much you already know. What do you say, Reen? Decision ultimately lies with you. The war is only 5 days away. This could help allay the situation. Only a little. I guess so. Let's give Nielsen an interview. All right. Ask me anything you want. You have my thanks. I really appreciate this, Reen. Hey, do you mind if I sit in on the interview? I'm gonna join in too. No journalist worth her salt would let a chance like this get away. Toa, Thomas, and Grace remained in the room while everyone else left outside to wait. The interview with the blind journalist began. I have to remember I can't hit F5 here. There's no rolling of the dice happening. Now, Reen, I understand that Thomas was your history teacher, and given Miss Herschel's grandfather's expertise, I'm certain she knows her fair share as well. So I'd like to press right on and get to the heart of the matter, if that's all right with you. Yeah, sure. Gotta admit, I'm feeling a little nervous. Go on ahead, start. I can't let my nerves get to me. Let's begin with a quick synopsis. As it stands, the Great Twilight Phenomenon. Phenomena. Do-do-ba-do-do. Phenomena. Do-do-do-do. Phenomena. Do-do-ba-do-do-ba-do-do-ba-do-do-do-do. It's currently enveloping the whole of the Empire. The force behind it's called Operation Jormungandr Bagadur. Nailed it. First try. While the resistance against them is referred to as the Mill Mirage. Moreover, key factors of this entire dilemma are the 7 Divine Knights as well as the 2 Septarians they've been forged from. A great number of implications behind these events are too much for humanity at large to handle. They make history of our entire species feel trivial, meaningless even. But if we seek out these truths with an open mind, I believe there's more awaiting us than mere existential dread. What's happening here goes beyond just Bonerville. There's a myriad of different factors at play. There are? Let's see. Sounds like this is about to get deep. Just how much does this guy know? One of those factors is, of course, the Bonervillian Empire. Thanks in part to the Arnor family owing allegiance to neither the clans of Earth nor Fire, they quickly rose to prominence. And thus, today, Erebonia stands as one of the oldest nation-states in Zemuria. With the help of the Septian Church, it quickly expanded both its territories and influence, and that spectacular growth was also what gave birth to the Empire's unique system of class, all of which culminated 250 years ago with the War of the Lions. There's plenty of intriguing rumors regarding what went on behind the scenes, but that's not what concerns me at the moment. What does concern us is what happened in the wake of the war, something that's exerting an influence on the world even today. You know what it is I'm referring to, Reen? I think so. What significant change occurred after the War of the Lions? I'll be right back. I gotta go, I guess I'll go top off my coffee. I'll be right back. I'm gonna say advancements in weapons technology. right, we're back. Let's see if I was right. I could be wrong. I'm wrong. I mean, typical. Then
5 o'clock somewhere.
I gotta go to work soon, Lothar. I wish I came back with a beer. I got some black Sapporo. Like, it tastes like a Guinness, but like, oh, it's so good. But I'll have to wait till Thursday, I think. So again, I guess again, a severe decrease in population could come with war, but I'm gonna say the post-war Renaissance is gonna be my next guess of what significant change occurred with the War of the Lions. Finally got the last CD for my Kevin Smith soundtrack collection. Dogma came in the mail today. Right. Thank you. You mean Dreikel's post-war Renaissance, right? A whole lot of innovations were introduced during that time, stuff people couldn't even dream of back in the Dark Ages. It helped make the country what it is today, making huge leaps forward in law, economics, and culture alike. Founding of Thor's military academy is a perfect example. I think that's right, because anyone can enroll regardless of class or nationality. I mean, it helped out a lot of commoners get into the Imperial Army or obtain government posts. Thinking about it like this, you could also say it indirectly led to the formation of the noble and reformist factions. I mean, and even the Civil War itself 2 years back. Right, I mean, the noble faction would have never been so militant if these class distinctions hadn't been so pronounced to begin with. It likely had repercussions beyond the army and the government as well. Very good. Seems we're more on or less all the same page. Let's move on to the factors that work outside of Bonerville then. Now I realize that's a rather broad description to use, but our purposes will narrow it down to Liberl, North Ambria, Uri, Nord, and Crossbell. Calvert also borders the country, of course, but it really deserves its own category. So, whether the Nord Highlands count as part of the Empire's contention. I assume, old man, you a fan of the Trails series? I mean, why else would you be here, right? I mean, unless you came here for my good looks, which is also a possibility. And Crossbell's been contested territory for hundreds of years. But these territories weren't under Bonervillian rule when the Empire was first founded. Even so, their impact on Imperial shatters back when their means no small. We're playing Reverie right now. We'll get there. 2033 is looking like the year we'll get to it. We have, for instance, the Nord Highlands, where the Prince Dreikels began his campaign. Liberl found itself caught up in the 100 Days' War due to the massacre at Hamel, a tragedy born of conflict within the Empire's class system. Of course, it goes without saying that each of these situations began within Erebonia, but there's one specific event not directly connected to the Empire that still had a great influence on its future. Does anything spring to mind, Reen? Let me see. I've heard good things. So there is a highly influential event occurred outside of the Empire. I mean, I'm going to say just off, like, looking at this, I'm going to say the North Ambrian disaster. That's the only thing that, like, sounds like a high, or a mayor's resignation, but I'm going to say the North Ambrian disaster. That's my guess. I don't even know what the North Ambrian disaster is, but I'm sure we'll explain it here. The only thing I know of that fits the bill is the salt pail, the one that appeared during the North Ambrian disaster. Still don't know exactly what caused it, but definitely it wasn't the Empire. Natural disaster like that would surely have had far-fetching consequences. It's true. It set off the sequence of events that lead to North Ambria changing from a principality to an autonomous state. Many refugees fled to Erebonia, and the newly established Northern Jaegers had plenty of chances for employment as they were hired by Erebonian nobles for proxy wars. Dad. Then North Ambria's troubles spilled on over to its neighbors in the west. Uri's resulting economic hardships were just the Empire, or rather, Chancellor Osborne needed to turn its people against Crow's grandfather. Yeah, that's exactly right. See, when you think of it that way, you can really start to glean the wider impact the disaster had on the world. I mean, even the Imperial Liberation Front's creation can be traced all the way back to it. Quite right. It's an event that certainly deserves our consideration if we aim to properly unravel the goings-on in the Empire. Let's conclude by moving over to the happenings on the East Side. East Side! Again, to narrow things down, we'll specify East to mean Crossbell, now a part of the Empire and the Republic of Calvert. We may end up bringing other powers onto the continent into discussion, but for now, let's focus on these two. Calvert's fought with Erebonia for control of Crossbell for centuries now, and about 100 years back, their monarchy was overthrown and a republic was established. Then, 72 years ago, Calvert and Erebonia negotiated shared rule of Crossbell, effectively turning it into an autonomous state. But some 30 or so years before that, Crossbell was actually a part of the Empire. Were you aware of that? Come to think of it, I think we did touch upon that in our history class. I mean, only just barely. I guess the Imperial School wouldn't want to give a lot of attention to losing a territory. We still have the old Governor General's residence from when we were last under Imperial rule too. The old pro-Erebonian speaker took place for himself and apparently hiding some seriously shady underground auctions there. Omissions like this are a common story, I'm afraid. I mean, for the Empire, they shared jurisdiction represented a loss, a humiliation. Thus, they gave it less and less prominence in their histories over time in an attempt to cover it up and diminish its importance. I see. Well, that explains it. Drykel's post-war renaissance spurred Calvert on to make a great number of societal changes, many of which led to them increasing their own sphere of influence, eventually resulting in the dispute over Crossbell. The tension between the two nations has festered throughout the generations, especially on the side of Erebonians. The curse is bringing that all animosity to the forefront. Calvert's revolution was a time of rapid change and upheaval. These things are never exactly simple, but there was one force that was instrumental in overthrowing the old social order. How's your knowledge of international history, Reen? Do you know what it is? Well, what force helped overthrow the Calvert monarchy? I'm going to say the Septian Church. The church always likes to get their sticky fingers in anything. Wrong! No. Okay. Well, then the next problem that everyone worries about. Immigrants. Everyone hates immigration, right? Even though everyone's immigration, right? Was it the immigrants? Okay. Fair enough. Thank you. A lot of people emigrated to Calvert around that time. They still do to this day, in fact. Indeed, and at a time, Calvert was verging on the brink of economic collapse. It said the merchants moving on in from the east gave revolutionary forces enough financial aid to tip the scales in their favor. And there's also rumors that Eastern assassins were sent after major leaders on both sides. And that's the flow of people from the east affected Calvert's revolution. That revolution led to Crossbell's autonomous statehood, which in turn led to its struggle for independence, a subsequent reannexation. The reannexation that led to Calvert taking military action that resulted in the battle led them to deploy their agents to Heimdall earlier this year. I'm starting to see how it all connects to Operation Jurgabargadagababadu in Mil Mirage. Yeah, there's more behind the scenes dealings than this with Erebonians. This isn't really an interview, is it, Mr. Nielsen? It's like a debriefing. Thanks to you, we now have a much firmer grasp of the continent's past, present, and future. All these events laid the groundwork for the curse of the Empire to take root. The way you put it, even my becoming a sacrifice for the Great Twilight sounds like it was inevitable. That's what this was all about. Mr. Nielsen? Well, you're a key figure in this, after all. I mean, I simply felt you had a right to know. Though talking through and discussing our various theories was rather enjoyable too. Final volume of Black Records. Ooh. It's short compared to the others, so shouldn't take long to decipher. In any case, you have my thanks for volunteering your time. You'll excuse me, I gotta go off in search of my next story. Oh, wait, you're leaving? How? Oh, I've arranged passage through one of the transports passing through from Aragon. It'll take me as far as Milsante, and I'm sure I can find a train from there. That's pretty thorough. Do you mind if we tag along? I mean, this is just so good to pass up. I mean, I gotta tell Roman Reigns about this. Well, looks like this is where we part ways. I expect we'll meet again, perhaps with my commander present next time around. Ha, an appealing prospect to be sure. Thanks for everything, Mr. Nielsen. I feel like my understanding is finally up to speed. Try to take a wider perspective of what we're getting ourselves into going forward. Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's all been very enlightening. Pleasure was all mine. Well, bid you farewell. What did he pull a fast one to get away from her, or what? So much rain. I mean, get around translating that final volume. It'll take me a couple of days, but try to get it done before you have to leave. I appreciate it. Will you be heading back to the Merkaba then? Not yet. I need to discuss some things with Rosine. I mean, plus I thought I'd stick around to help with some of the repairs to your Merkaba. Take care, instructor. Hopefully we'll meet again sooner rather than later. I mean, yeah, it's been a while since I've been alive enough to see you. Well, we did spend 2 years together at Thor, so no count for something? Now, everyone, till we meet again, take care. Partitioner. The church's techniques are a total mystery, even to us. Perhaps, but as long as grandmother trusts him, it's good enough for me. Phew, it really was a loaded conversation, but everything we learned from it made it worthwhile, wouldn't you say? Oh, I definitely feel like we've gotten my head together now. I won't let all this talk of prophecies and destiny hold me back. Whatever the Black Records say will happen, I'll face it. Head on. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply direct. That's the spirit. And remember, all of us will be there right by your side. Hey, Goldie Gem 7,000 Mira. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it is due that time again. I gotta go pick up a small human soon, and then go to work. Tomorrow is an off day. Thursday, I am back with Final Fantasy 14. Gonna take advantage of playing when I can. And then the weekend's a wash. I work all weekend, unfortunately. So we didn't really get a lot done. Like, just one of those really weird days of where just going and visiting sort of everything and chatting about Disney roller coasters, scary movies, and the housing crisis. It wouldn't be a Jordan stream if we didn't just talk about real life things. Well, thank you all for coming on in. I will see you Thursday. Have a good one. If I don't see you then, have a wonderful weekend when it gets to you. Have a beer, okay? All of you. Even if you don't drink, have a honey beer or something. Something! But, thank you as always. It's time for you to say goodbye and good night! Bang! Indeed. See you later. Bye-bye.